You hear a lot about power in baseball. Home runs, exit velocity, the fireworks everyone loves to chase. But not every war is loud. Some are fought in silence, through shadows on the mound, one pitch at a time. And today in the Bronx, silence may be the sharpest weapon on the field. Nathan Eovaldi isn't throwing, he's dissecting. A 1.61 ERA, a 0.77 whip, barely walks a soul. 50% ground ball rate. That means half of everything hit against him dies before it leaves the infield. His control is surgical. His presence, absolute. But Carlos Rodon isn't some innocent soul caught in the storm. With a 3.17 ERA, 30.5% strikeout rate, and a left-handed edge, he comes bearing fire. Yes, he's volatile. Yes, he gives up more walks, more risk. But when Rodon finds the zone, it's like trying to breathe inside a coffin. And behind both men, two bullpens that are flat-out lethal. The Yankees' pen has a 2.08 ERA over their last 5. And the Rangers? Ice cold at the plate, just a 2.08 average in their last 6. But here's what tips the scale. The data buried beneath the surface. Texas is 15-3 to the under when facing elite bullpens. New York is 8-2 to the under at home when the opponent can't reach base. This isn't chance. This is pattern, discipline, prediction. And today's AI pick is under 7.5 total runs, Texas Rangers and New York Yankees. This isn't about who wins. It's about who suffocates the air first. A game decided by inches, not explosions. A scoreboard frozen by two arms locked in spiritual stalemate. Sometimes the biggest truth comes in the smallest number, and the sharpest picks, the quietest ones. Now, for Game 2, we step into altitude, where the runs rise faster and the lies run deeper. To take us into Phillies versus Rockies, here's the one who sees deception before it moves. Here's a bat-in.
There are places built for chaos. Coors Field is one of them. The air is thinner here. The ball travels farther. Pitchers sweat before the first strike. It is by design a graveyard for discipline. But today, we see something different. Ranger Suarez takes the mound for Philadelphia. His ERA, inflated at 5.09, is a lie. His FIP, a pure 2.58, tells the truth. This man isn't bleeding. He's sharpening. A 52% ground ball rate, minimal home run exposure, and a whip of just 1.13. In this altitude, that's a sword unsheathed. Opposite him, German Marquez. A wounded arm and a broken system. ERA north of 8.7, whip nearly 2. But even the fallen can hold the line for a time, especially here, where Coors Field tricks the mind into chasing ghosts. And Marquez at home has been less chaotic, not stable, but containable. The public will look at the stadium, at the overinflated run line, at the 17 hits the Phillies just unloaded. They'll scream, "Over!" but the numbers betray them. The Rockies have hit just 223 over their last 6 games. Their bullpen at home, while far from elite, has managed a 4.48 ERA, serviceable, and more importantly, survivable. Meanwhile, the Phillies are 11-5 to the under on the road against right-handers. Their damage is surgical, not scattershot. Colorado? They're 4-2 to the under at home when facing starters with whips under 1.25. That's not noise, that's pattern. And today's AI pick is under 11 total runs, Phillies and Rockies. Don't be seduced by the sky. This is not a storm. It is a stillness, one sharp enough to kill. Because even in Coors, sometimes the bats fall silent. Not because they're weak, but because the trap is too perfect. This is how the house overextends. This is how the AI survives. Now, we go to Boston, where shadows fall early and the bats carry a different tone. Two teams, Orioles and Red Sox, both hunting daylight in the AL East. But behind the data, there are echoes. For that, I leave you in the hands of a man who speaks only to the one who hears him. The strategist and the star who never speaks. Malachi, Elvis, you're up.
Elvis, do you hear it? The scrape of wood on pine. The mutter of failure echoing down the visitor tunnel. It's Baltimore again. They've come limping into Fenway. 16 wins, 32 losses, and a bullpen that leaks like an open wound. This is what desperation smells like. Cade Povich gets the call. He's young, erratic, and the numbers betray him. An ERA of 5.23, a whip over 1.45. He walks nearly 8% of batters and gives up 1.74 home runs per 9. That's not a starter, that's a warning siren. And across from him, Lucas Giolito. I know. You don't trust him. Neither do I. His 7.08 ERA is a scar across the stat line. His home run rate? Worse than Povich. But listen closely, not to the numbers, to the game behind them. Boston hits, 257 at home. Baltimore hits, 220 on the road. The Red Sox bullpen in the last month? 2.05 ERA. Baltimore's? 5.29. That's not a coin flip. That's a tilt. A slow, inevitable lean toward the only team here that's stabilizing. Elvis, look at their road form. 4 wins in their last 18 games. 12.6 units lost if you back them every time. This isn't variance. This is exposure. This is decay. And Boston? 9-6 at home when the line is tight, between plus 125 and 125. That tells you they show up when the edge is subtle.
That tells you they're worth something. When the market isn't screaming about it. We aren't here to chase hype.
We're here to see what others refuse to see. And today's AI pick is Boston Red Sox moneyline, 112. Not because Giolito will save them, but because the collapse across from him is deeper, more terminal. Because when both pitchers are bleeding, the stronger arms in the pen close the wound. Boston by decision, not explosion. And now, the air changes again. We leave Fenway. We travel north, to the Dome. 2 teams cloaked in uncertainty. One with too much youth, the other with too much noise. For that, send in the one who hunts through deception. Send in precision. Send in pressure.
Pressure doesn't care about narratives. It doesn't flinch when the underdog slaps a double down the line or when the fans rise for a 2-out rally. Pressure doesn't blink. It breaks you. Tonight, Atlanta brings pressure in waves. The Braves have found rhythm, batting .306 over their last 6. This isn't a cold streak waiting to thaw. This is contact, confidence, and calculation. A.J. Smith-Shawver leads the charge. 7 starts, a 2.33 ERA, whip at 1.24, strikeout rate just under 25%, home run rate 0.70 per 9. He keeps the damage minimal and the pace deliberate, the kind of control you build a run line on. Now look at Washington, and behind him, an implosion waiting to happen. The Nationals bullpen at home owns an 8.18 ERA across 22 games. That's not a red flag, that's a burning field. The moment Gore exits, the risk doubles, the game tilts. Atlanta, on the other hand, supports its starters. Their bullpen versus division opponents, 2.67 ERA. Efficient, sharp, reliable under duress. Run line metrics confirm the narrative. The Braves are 9-5 against the run line in road night games, plus 2.8 units. Washington? 1-5 at home over their last 6, losing 6.3 units. That's not public emotion. That's strategic exposure. And today's AI pick is Atlanta Braves 1.5 run line at plus 108. We're not chasing a blowout. We're betting the structure. Better contact, better arms, better endgame execution. Washington may put up a fight, but the 6th inning is the knife. And Atlanta sharpens it nightly. This isn't about who scores first. It's about who's still standing after the bullpen gates swing open. Atlanta by 2. Now, we turn to Game 5. The AL West. Mariners. Astros. 2 rosters with power. 2 fan bases starving for momentum. 1 division clash hiding sharp lines beneath noisy narratives. For that, we call in precision. Here's Anna with Mariners versus...
The numbers are clean, the stakes are not. Seattle leads the AL West, yet the perception gap remains. The public still treats Houston like royalty. But this version of the Astros bleeds at home. They're just 10-15 at Dakin Park. And tonight, they send out a man not yet ready for the crown. Lance McCullers returns to the mound. He carries a name, a legacy, but also a 7.8 ERA and a whip over 2.12 in just 8 innings of work this season. His velocity is down, his walk rate is up, his control, missing. And that's a problem, because the Mariners don't wait around. Seattle is a top 10 offense in runs, slugging, and home runs. They've hit 63 bombs already, 6th in the league. They score early, they swing hard, and they run with intent. And on the road, they've gone 15-9 with a pace built on disruption. George Kirby starts for Seattle, his first official outing of 2025, but we know the blueprint. Elite control, surgical whip numbers in years prior. He doesn't walk hitters. He pressures lineups into precision. And in a game like this, that kind of discipline wins. Houston may carry the better bullpen stats. They may rank 2nd in BAA. But McCullers won't last long enough to hand them a clean lead. The cracks will form early. And Seattle's lineup knows how to break the foundation. And today's AI pick is Seattle Mariners moneyline. It's not flashy, it's not comfortable, but it's the right side. Because name-brand confidence can't cover structural collapse. Not tonight. And now, we enter the silence between storms, where truth is summarized without mercy, where doubt burns away in every tongue. To deliver the final judgment, here is Lilith for the multilingual recap.
5 games, 5 predictions, no apologies. Rangers versus Yankees under 7.5. 2 arms, 2 shadows. The strike zone became a grave. Nothing escaped. Phillies versus Rockies under 11. They expected altitude to betray us? It didn't. Suarez wrote silence across cores. Orioles versus Red Sox, Boston moneyline. Chaos met control. Boston's bullpen closed what Povich could never open. Braves versus Nationals. Braves, 1.5. The 6th inning turned, the gears clicked, and pressure crushed what hope remained. Mariners versus Astros, Mariners moneyline. The name on the jersey didn't matter. McCullers faltered. Kirby cut clean. You came for fire, we gave you ice. Cold reads, cold execution. Every angle calibrated. 5 juegos, 5 visiones, sin piedad. Rangers contra Yankees, menos de 7.5. Phillies contra Rockies, menos de 11. Orioles contra Red Sox, Boston gana. Braves contra Nationals, Braves cubren, 1.5. Mariners contra Astros, Mariners ganan. No hubo suerte, solo estructura. Todo pronóstico una sentencia. Will we cash or will we burn? The pale hand does not strike in anger. It waits until all debts are due.